Now available. Now available.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Now Available, the internet's only streaming service podcast you can find wherever you get your podcasts. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Howard, and with me, as always, ego is not his amigo, Ricky Ettinger.
The fuck? What's up? What's happening?
What's going on, Ricky?
All right, so let me tell you the story. So, I think it was like last weekend, 2 weekends. No, it was definitely last weekend. It's kind of dry in my room, so I'm playing on my computer, whatever, and doing my thing. I get up to go, I think, get some water or something. I come back and I go to move my mic, and I hit the arm, and I get shocked, like, super hard. And it's just like, it jolts me. And I'm like,
did you go like cartoon where like you see your skeleton, that sort of shock?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I turned into a straight up skeleton. And there was lightning bolts coming off of my head. So I get shocked, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I think we were about to play Overwatch, and I'm like, can you guys hear me? And nobody's answering. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're just trying to be fucking funny, whatever. I'm like, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Nothing. Like, what the fuck? So I'm unplugging it. I'm plugging it back in. I end up unplugging it and using the mic from my camera. And, like, that's being picked up. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So now that mic doesn't work at all.
You killed it.
Like, I can plug it in, and it shows up that it's there, but it just doesn't pick up my voice for some reason. So I had to revert back to my other one, which is fine. Like, this mic's fine. But the reason why I stopped using it is because I only have the shock mount for it. And the bands that held the shock, like, that held the thing in place were all stretched out. So I had to, like, wrap them around, and, like, it was just all saggy and gross. So now I got this rubber band get up. Yeah, so now that's what I'm working with. Until I can, and it's like kind of bent, so like, I don't know, dude. The whole thing is a saggy mess over here. Definitely not the professionalism that I'm going for. Definitely not the professional look I'm going for.
You know, Now Available, always very, very professional.
Yeah, probably the most professional podcast, internet show, 2 individuals you've ever met.
Right, exactly. And what do professionals have, Ricky? We have professional merchandise.
They have merch.
So we have the steel chair T-shirt that says I'm alright being the bad guy of Now Available. That's available over there on our store, along with Oof and Odd We Trust, as well as the Ricky Shore T-shirt. So if you folks want to go check all that stuff out, feel free to wear it, take pictures of it, we'll share it, like it, whatever. Yeah, so that's our new T-shirt. I'm alright being the bad guy of Now Available.
How specific! Oh, it's so funny.
The only piece of merchandise we have currently that says Now Available on it.
I feel like, because you can do back prints, right? Couldn't you just put that logo on the front as one print?
You probably could.
Was this on Teespring, right? No, TeePublic?
It's TeePublic, yeah.
I think
they do back printing. I haven't looked too much into it.
Because I feel like that logo could just be on the front, or it could be like a back. Because it's kind of
the
small.
Now Available logo?
Uh-huh.
It's possible. Yeah, we could do like the little logo in the corner of the front, and then on the back have like the different designs. That could work.
Okay. I like it. I need to get all these as stickers.
They had a sale going on where you save like 25% when you buy like 4 stickers or more.
Ooh.
They had that going at one point. I don't know if it's still going or not. But yeah, the stickers are like $2 a piece or something like that.
That's not bad at all.
You'll just have to get them, put them all over your wall, do all that good stuff.
There's this car.
So we have a couple pieces.
Oh, yeah. There's this car that I see all the time. It's like, I think this kid lives in the town like over from me, but his whole car is covered in stickers, and it's not like.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're not like big stickers either. They're like little ones.
They're like little laptop stickers. Yeah.
So his entire car is covered in. I don't even want to know how many stickers are on that car. There's got to be thousands.
Oh God. The world only knows. So, Ricky, did you see the big news for today? There's a lot of big news stories coming out today. We get the new Spider-Man title, No Way Home.
No way.
Last night we got a couple teases. Spider-Man Phone Home, Spider-Man Home Wrecker, and Home Slice. And today we get revealed it is No Way Home, which is a cool title. Leads us to believe what a lot of reports have been saying, where it is going to be a multiverse film, which will be cool.
So I saw this. Home Slice was my favorite one. I got a good laugh out of that.
I thought Home Wrecker was pretty great.
Home Wrecker is a good one too. I couldn't remember though. What were the ones that we came up with? Was
Home Invasion, I think, was one of them. I don't.
Spider-Man Home Invasion.
There was, I forget some of the other ones, but they actually the team that was behind it like posted a whiteboard with like a bunch of different like titles and stuff like that as like a joke thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I recommend anybody that gets a chance to go check it out and stuff like that. Like there's like a bunch of different things. Like there's one of the title or one of the things written on it is Far From Home, and then somebody wrote below it. We did that on the last one. There was that. There was Home Run. There was Home Alone, and then underneath it said copyright issue, and all this different stuff. So yeah, I definitely recommend go giving that image a look because it's pretty funny. There's lots of good stuff on it. Lots of like cool drawings.
I saw a meme that somebody had posted, and it was like all the different like the same font, but it said "Man, Home, Home." I was fucking cracking up about it. Like that's where my brain is at. That's the level of comedy that gets to me now. It's man, home, home.
Yeah, there was another one that I saw that that said Spider-Man. It was Agatha all along.
Oh my God. Ooh.
So, with that, I think last time we talked, we hadn't talked about the Halloween episode or the episode that came out this past Friday, which was revealed that Agatha Harkness is the bad guy in WandaVision.
Oh yeah, for WandaVision cast right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last week we had recorded and you hadn't watched the new episode yet, which was the
Halloween episode.
The Halloween one, yeah.
I hadn't seen that. Probably my favorite episode of the series so far.
That one was crazy. Yeah, that was really good.
I love Quicksilver.
Yeah, his fucking hair is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then this last week's was, it had like Arrested Development, Office, Parks and Rec vibes.
Yeah, as well as Modern Family too. They like used the font and everything from that.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. The whole thing with Vision and Kat Dennings' character. I can't even think of her name.
Yeah. Oh, why don't I don't remember. Is it Marcy? Darcy.
Darcy.
Yeah, I think so.
Marcy, Darcy, Kat Dennings. Them in that van was 100% Arrested Development. That's all I could think of.
It was hysterical. That was one of my favorite parts of the episode. It had me cracking up just so much. And Vision's like, "What am I doing here?" When he's sitting outside being interviewed, and then he takes the mic off.
Yeah, dude, so good. Oh my God, like the reveal at the end of that episode absolutely destroyed me. Like I was sitting here, so I thought it was going to be an hour long.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, because there was that picture going around with like confirmed the last 3 episodes are an hour long or whatever. So I get home from work, I make lunch. I sit down. I'm like, hell yeah, here we go. I'm ready for an hour. And then, like, you know, you get the big reveal at the end with Agatha's like cool ass little like jingle, and then her laugh, her being like, "Oh, and I killed Sparky," and then she like throws back this laugh. I'm like, "Yeah, let's go. We got so much time left." And then it goes to the fucking credits. Oh, I was so bummed. Well, I mean, it was a great episode, but I was like, "Damn it! I thought there was gonna be more." But oh my god, dude, I'm so excited. Like,
I'm really excited too.
It's so good, and I don't know. I felt like in the beginning of it, so many people were complaining about like those first 2 episodes, like, "Oh, I don't get it. What is this show even supposed to be or whatever?" Like, I had no expectation for it.
Right.
Like I knew it was coming, and I was like, okay, I don't care what it is. Like I'm along for the ride, and I'm so glad that I didn't like jump ship or be like, oh, this is gonna be stupid or whatever, because I'm very surprised.
Yeah, I've been blown out of the water by it because like I didn't watch the first couple episodes because I was like, I don't know what this is gonna be. Like just one night on a whim, me and my fiance, we watched it, and I was like, oh wow, that's pretty great. Yeah, so I've been on the WandaVision train since then, and like I think episode 5 is my favorite because it has like that Malcolm in the Middle, like 90, like early or 90s, early 2000s kind of vibe to it, and I think it's so well done and well shot and everything like that, and all the PHO stuff's awesome in it. And they did the jump scare thing again, which was cool. And yeah, did you watch the post credit scene for the episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Quicksilver,
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But I had a theory actually that this is gonna all lead to like the X-Men being created. That everybody inside the Hex is gonna end up with that sort of power. Maybe they'll be called Hexmen, but but my reasoning behind thinking that that's what's gonna happen is because that's what happened to Monica when she got shot out of it, which she had the powers and stuff like that. Which now, with Wanda not being as in control as we thought before, I'm thinking less of my theory, but I still think it's possible that like the different characters in there get turned into these different. They get the mutant gene because they were exposed to that for so long and stuff like that.
So yeah, there's that one scene where she makes like a reference to her DNA being changed, or like because she's coming in and out of the Hex or whatever. What if okay, so we don't know who the engineer person is that Monica keeps referring to. What if it's just a normal dude and they bring him in, and then Wanda loses complete control of like that spear and it just goes outward, and then it affects everybody.
Right, yeah.
Like instead of coming in, it kind of like goes outward.
Right, that's true. That could happen. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, so what if it like they bring in some normal dude, it's nobody, that we know of or whatever, and then that thing comes out, and then that person gets affected and turns into, I don't know. I doubt it's like Fantastic Four, but I think it might be more X-Men stuff. It has to be more X-Men.
Right, exactly. Well, at first, like I was thinking that like Jimmy Woo was gonna go into the Hex, and I was like, "There, Jimmy and the X-Men," and I started thinking, and I was like, "Wait, isn't Cyclops his name Jimmy?" And then I looked it up, and I'm like, "No, I was just thinking of James Marsden." That's where my mind went.
Jimmy Marsden.
I was like, wouldn't it be cool if Jimmy Woo got turned into Cyclops or something like that, or like these different things that happen to like Darcy and like the different people?
What if he gets turned into, because he's got that magic trick down, he turns into Gambit?
That'd be pretty cool.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. I call Gambit. Oh, that would be so sick.
I think that could be really cool if that happens. I know there's like certain mutants that'd be really difficult to do that sort of thing with. And I think with Doctor Strange coming up and Wanda's supposed to be in that and stuff like that, we don't really have a good idea yet of what's going to happen with that. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Do you think that the Loki show is going to be somehow connected?
I don't think Loki's going to be connected. I think Loki's going to be off on his own adventure thing. I think eventually all this is going to come back into play in like the fifth Avengers movie. Like everything, all this stuff with Loki going on, all the secret invasion stuff that they're going to have the series for, the WandaVision, the Spider-Man like multiverse stuff. I think it's all going to end up folding into Avengers 5, however that may be. I don't know. It could fold into like a Young Avengers sort of thing or something. Or how much the timeline's being messed with. It could always be Kang the Conqueror or something like that.
What
But I don't know.
what was the where does WandaVision sit in the timeline? Because that was something I was trying to think of the other day. Because I thought it was like after Spider-Man, but is it before, or is it like right after the snap? Like when they
That
come
I'm
back?
not I'm not sure of. I think it probably takes place around the same time that Spider-Man does. I don't know whether or not before or afterwards, but I think it's definitely somewhere in that kind of space because I don't think it's right after the snap because it takes a little bit for Monica to get back into like work and stuff like that and go to uh Westfield. Is that the name of it?
Westview.
Town? Westview. Yeah. Yeah, but actually speaking of Loki, we got the premiere date of that. That's coming June 11th. And we got a couple other premiere dates for Disney Plus shows as well with the Bad Batch Star Wars series, like the Clone Wars spin-off show. It's coming May 4th. No shock there to anybody at all. And then this is actually really cool and I'm excited for. We get Monsters at Work, a sequel to Monsters Inc. It's a sequel series that's going to be on Disney Plus starting July 2nd.
Hell yeah! I had no idea about that one.
That one, yeah, they just announced that. I think it's been in the works and it's just finally like, okay, it's go time on it. So that's exciting. We get that soon. But why don't we get to what we're really here for this week? Mile 22, released August 17th, 2018, directed by Peter Berg. The film stars Mark Wahlberg, Iko Uwasi, John Malkovich, Lauren Cohen, Ronda Rousey, and Nikola Nikolov. His real name. It had a runtime of 94 minutes, a nice quick movie. A budget of between 35 and 60 million, big margins there between the top and the bottom. And a box office of 66.3 million, so maybe it made its money back, but we don't really know because we don't really know the budget of the film.
Why would the gap between the two be so huge? 25 was it $25 million gap?
Yep. It might be like a marketing budget thing or something. I don't really know, but it's just so weird that there is the gap there that there is. So Ricky, what'd you think about Mile 22?
Okay. My relationship with this movie is strange. I've watched it 3 times. Okay. I'm really, really into the beginning of it. Like, I think the beginning, like the opening scenes and stuff, super cool.
Mm-hmm.
The middle, I lost every time I watched it. Like when they bring in Mark Wahlberg, like him being like that asshole that he is, like I start falling off. So like he's like really mean to the one girl, whatever. Like that's kind of their job. Or Ronda Rousey, he's like really mean to her, whatever. Then it gets into like all this like political stuff and like how his like team and how he operates with like the other people or whatever. And then I start losing it.
Yeah, Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch is fucking killing me. I start losing it, and then I come back in when Lee, the dude that shows up with the disc, and he like surrenders himself. When he starts like kicking everybody's ass, when he's like tied to the bed or like handcuffed to that like gurney thing. I remember that part. I fall off again, and then I don't remember. Like it's all blurry. Like it all comes together. There's some shooting, and then there's like a shootout in a house or like a building. And then you find out at the end that that guy was like working for some other governments, and he was like fooling them.
Right.
So I mean, there's some parts in there that are cool, and there's some parts where I'm just like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much there with you. I think some of the cinematography in this movie, like for an action movie, is freaking awesome. Um, the movie does kind of meander around, in I think there's definitely some missed opportunities with it. I think because Mark Wahlberg has some crazy lines in this movie. Um, the first of which is no birthday cake, which they cut twice in the freaking like funniest way possible. Because they show a close up of him, and then they show a close up of him from a different angle saying it. Then he also says, when he's doing like the interview thing that takes place after like the mission, he says, "Oh look, there's a fire," and then like does a little story talking about like reacting and stuff like that. And then he says, "Ego is not your amigo," at one point as well. So my thing is, I think Mark Wahlberg's just miscast for this movie. I like Mark Wahlberg; he does a great job in it. I just think if they would have had like The Rock or like somebody, Ryan Reynolds, somebody like that, followed up with like an all-star cast surrounding him, kind of like The Expendables almost, but not like older stars and stuff like that, and made it a little bit more lighthearted in some of the middle parts, which I think it almost was supposed to be. I think it would have been better. The making it so it's for a sequel, I think works to its detriment, because the Russia part at the beginning and the Russia part at the end are only really to set up a sequel and stuff like that and explain what happens. I think the Overwatch stuff is cool. I really like a lot of like the editing in this movie, like during the action scenes and stuff like that, in the same way with like the drones and like the security cameras and everything like that. And there's a lot of stuff that can be like cut out of this movie and like put the energy towards a different spot in the movie, which I think would have made it better. In between the first and the second action scene in this movie, there's 45 minutes. There's 45 minutes between them, and then we don't get another one again till like the car chase, and then from there it's all out action. But like when they're in the Paradise apartments, I'm like I could care less right now. Yeah, so I think it's got a lot of good elements, like interspersed throughout, but I think there's too much fat on it that should be like trimmed and refined. That would have made it like a really good movie.
Yeah, I totally agree. That beginning scene with the house is so well done, and it's like it's tight. You don't really know what they're looking for, but like you don't necessarily need to right away. But like everything around it is so cool. The way that they're interacting with John Malkovich, and how he's kind of like orchestrating the whole thing, and he's like their whole little team with the drone, and then eventually when they like escape, and they're like, all right, keep it calm, and like just drive to the parking lot or whatever. Like that whole thing is super cool. But yeah, then there's that 45 minutes where it just goes like, do I care? I don't really care. I don't really know. It seriously wasn't until like the third time that I watched it that I realized that the thing from that opening scene was what they were looking for, like those hard drive.
Oh,
things.
I didn't even realize that.
So they're looking for, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It took me 3 times. They're looking for that dust that's like
it's
cesium
called
or whatever.
Cesium. Yep.
Cesium. So they're looking for like hard drives, like it's supposed to be in a hard drive looking case or something.
Yep.
So that's what they're grabbing from that first, when they bust into that room, the dude like blows the door off and he's snatching all the hard drives. Which was also kind of funny because he's pulling out hard drives, like the thick, like terabyte looking HDD hard drive. But they call it an SSD, which is like a credit card thin
right
looking piece of memory. But obviously, like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But that 45 minutes in between the two action scenes is kind of like, okay, is Mark Wahlberg supposed to be funny? He reminds me of Nick Cage in this, where Nick Cage is so over the top.
Yeah, I think Mark Wahlberg definitely has some Nick Cage in him.
Yeah, the way that he talks to like the woman who she's like a walk-in or whatever that means, and she's talking about Warren
Yeah.
Buffett and how she has all this money, and he has huge Nick Cage energy. Like every time he says something, it's like in a weird condescending like, "Oh, you
Well,
know
he
Warren
said
Buffett?" Like like just shitty.
you live in Nevada, like all that sort of stuff. And he's like, he says his name's Steve Bannon.
Yeah, that was. I didn't catch that at first either, but I got a good laugh out of that. Calling himself Mr. Thank you, Mr. Bannon.
Yeah, well, he's like, there's parts of his characterization that are really good, and then other parts that are just off the rails. Like, I think the whole like opening credit scene and stuff like that, where they're explaining all the different stuff, and you see him like snapping his band, is all like really cool and really cool like characterization and stuff like that. And it feels like the beginning of like the Incredible Hulk with Edward telling the story like at the very beginning, like in a montage. Like I think that works well to help like set him up. And then after that, the movie kind of starts to fall, and you get that Nick Cage energy you're talking about, where it's like, no birthday cake, no birthday cake.
It's too much Nick Cage energy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know who I would have chose to put in his spot.
I personally think, I don't think The Rock, but I think that type of person, like the quippy, charismatic guy, like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, because that's the other issue with it is like, is he supposed to be funny? Because he's
Right.
coming off funny. He's like trying to hide his accent too, or like tone it down. But you know he wants to like really lay into it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, I don't know who I would pick. Yeah, but anyways, so you're totally right. It just meanders for 45 minutes, and then the next action scene is the car chase, where Ronda Rousey gets blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I don't get how she didn't die like in the first place, and then like she ends up like suicide bombing the agents and or the bad guys. Yeah. The bad guys in this movie are kind of like lackluster too, because like there's the Russian people that you see like clips of and stuff like that throughout it, and then you're like, why are the Russians important in it? And it's like makes no sense. I did, however, like the dude that was kind of the foil to Mark Wahlberg, like the one bad guy.
hmm
I thought he was cool. I think the way he died was super stupid. And I think they should have had like some sort of like fist fight showdown thing. I think that would have been cool, but they're just like, nope, shoot him with the drone. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, the Russian thing is so weird because you do only get like, yeah, why is this important? You see it in the very beginning. They talk about that the intro house scene being those are like Russian spies or something, and they think
Yeah,
that it's like,
KGB.
yeah. But you don't really piece it together until the end, and you go, oh, this whole thing was to set up a bigger issue with the Russians so they could make a sequel.
Right.
Hmm.
My other big thing is, why is it called Mile 22?
Oh, I read about that one. It's because the airstrip that they're trying to get to is like 22 miles away.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but why not say that, or call it, or like name it after like the group that's going in and like getting these people out? You can't name it Overwatch because that's probably got copyright issues, but like still.
Yeah, Overwatch was so cool. When he just kept, this is an Overwatch. You're like, oh, this is so sick.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
I thought it was really cool how like John Malkovich's mother, and then each one of them is child 1, child 2.
Yeah, I like that a lot too.
I thought that was really cool.
I like that whole Overwatch setup. I think that's a really cool idea. And I like how they have like the different bobbleheads of each of like a bunch of different presidents, which I think like goes back to like who the first president was that like installed Overwatch would be my guess.
Ooh.
And then going up to the modern one.
Ooh, that's a cool idea. Hear all the like how do we honor the people who set this up in like a non other than having a fucking plaque that says
Right,
this Overwatch
right.
group is dedicated to our founders or whatever. But yeah, it's cool to have a little toy or something.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. Yeah.
Was there
There's
any parts that were like in the action scenes that kind of stuck out to you?
like I was saying before, I really liked all that, like the shots with the drones and stuff like that, where they'd cut between the drones and the city and stuff like that, and go back and forth. Um, I liked the scene where Mark Wahlberg was dueling like the evil version of Mark Wahlberg, like in the hallway where they were like throwing stuff back and forth, and like he's like. I forget what the one guy said, but Mark Wahlberg's like, "You got any 45 ammo over there?"
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
he goes, "Yeah," and then he like shoots at him or something.
In that same when they're in that like building, the part where I always would like I would jump back into it, or like I'd be watching and I would drift off or start looking at my phone or whatever, but I always came back to it and I saw it every time I watched it, was when the girl Allie is her name, I think.
Alice?
Alice, yeah. Where she's like up against that wall and that dude is like hulking through the doorway. And she's like, "No, I have a daughter or whatever." And she like smashes the window and then she has that piece of glass like behind her back and she stabs that dude through the hand. Like, oh my god.
Doesn't she stab him a couple places too?
Yeah, she stabs him in the chest a couple times, I think, and then she stabs him in the hand, but they make a point to like show it.
Hold on it.
Yeah, sticking through his hand, and then I think he falls down. And he stabs her, or she stabs him in the chest a bunch of times.
The other brutal one that was when they have the one guy who brought the hard drive in, when he's handcuffed in the car, he breaks the window and he jams the guy's like neck onto the broken glass and like shreds it back and forth. I was like, no. I was like, ugh, that's so gross. It's like, no, it's no good.
Ooh, a friggin' dirty window too. Like, oh, as if it was clean would make it any better, but just the fact that it's like, ugh.
It's so gross. That is so gross. I saw that and like everything in my body like just tensed up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're gonna make a sequel to this?
Based on how much money it made, I don't believe so. I could see potentially if it's getting good, like, good views on Netflix, that Netflix makes a sequel to it.
Mm.
But I don't know of. Because what, it's just Mark Wahlberg left of the original crew? Because everybody else gets wasted?
Oh yeah. All the Overwatch people die.
Except for John Malkovich. He like goes out to the steps and stuff like that and is bleeding out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's just John Malkovich and Mark Wahlberg. And I honestly, with the stuff where Mark Wahlberg's getting interviewed, I think that completely ruins the tension created by the film, because you know that he gets out, you know that like there's a way they stop them and stuff like that. You just don't know how.
Yeah.
I think all that exposition could have been done through John Malkovich's character and stuff like that throughout the story, rather than the way it is done. Because I think that, because I know like at one point Mark Wahlberg explains one thing and then John Malkovich's character explains it like again later on, like it's like a new episode of a TV show or something like that.
Because you probably forgot.
Right. And I'm like, if they just had John Malkovich explain it once and do all the exposition stuff, the stakes would feel a lot higher than they do. Because I feel like a lot of the exposition and stuff like that Mark Wahlberg says kind of doesn't work. And my other big complaint too is with the story where they're like, oh, the cesium, we got to get the cesium. It's immediately solved. They're like, okay, now we just got to get the hard drive open.
Yeah. The dude Lee or whatever, he comes in and he tells them that he's like, check the paintings again, and then they find it all.
Mm-hmm.
So now what are they looking for?
Right, exactly. It's
one of the things that irritated me is, so he's got Nick Cage energy, right? Big Nick Cage energy. He comes in and he's yelling at those two like computer people.
Oh, the tech people?
The two tech people. And he goes on this rant about like The atom bombs that were dropped in Japan and stuff, and like he's like comparing the two and how much easier this will be to like kill a whole bunch of people and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he walks out, that one girl's like, "What's his problem?" And Ronda Rousey's like, "He doesn't like computer people." And then it shows the one kid, and then it shows her. She goes, "Fucking nerds." And then it shows him again. Like, why would you say that? Why would anybody say that? They're working. They're trying to crack a code for. I don't even know what the fuck they're trying to crack the code for.
They're trying to break into the hard drive.
Okay, so they're trying. Yeah, potentially, do their job, save all these people, 60,000 people or whatever that Mark Wahlberg was just yelling about, and then she's gonna go and say, "Fucking nerds." Like,
right.
What? Those two people could be like, "Okay, fuck you, figure it out," and leave, and then that would all be on their hands.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
that rubbed me the wrong way too.
Yeah,
that was bad.
I thought that was a terrible. I don't know. Oh, so
yes, terrible. and then later on, they go back to like the one person. She's like, "Only a woman could have designed this. A man's too simple," or something like that.
Of course. So I'm on the IMDb page, and I'm trying to look up some trivia.
Okay.
And the first one that shows up on here is on March 28th, 2017 at CinemaCon, which sounds fucking awesome. I need to go to CinemaCon.
Now available needs a panel at CinemaCon.
It's just you and me just talking, and that's it. It's just a conversation between us two, and everyone else just gets to listen.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
My only demand is we have like the director style chairs, like with like the cloth backs and stuff like that.
Okay, I need the one with the cloth back. On the back it says director, and I had to sit there with like those safari khaki pants on, with the really tall boots, and that big old timey like circular microphone thing.
Yes. Exactly. That's exactly what I was envisioning too. Not the khaki pants and the boots, but the microphone.
The giant horn thing that you yell through. All right. Well, I'm gonna contact CinemaCon. All right. So, March 28th, 2017, Wahlberg and the director Peter Berg announced that they were planning Mile 22, 2018, to become a trilogy describing an action series at STX Entertainment. So we could be looking at potential 2 more. Might need to get a hold of Peter Berg as well and ask, where are these other 2 films?
They could still be in development for all we know. COVID may have postponed them.
Ooh. I always forget that. As if that hasn't changed every aspect of my life. I always forget that also affected the movies.
You're like, where's Black Widow? That was supposed to come out, wasn't it?
It just keeps getting fucking punted and punted. So here's a good one. The script was written with Mark Wahlberg in mind. Oh, he's gone. We lost him.
Am I back?
Yeah, your sound's back. Your video's not back yet.
Oh, my cat's throwing things off my desk. Okay, I'm back. So what did I miss?
Okay. I don't understand how it's every episode, but like in the middle, like perfectly in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's great. All right, so I said, the script was written with Mark Wahlberg in mind. So it was always gonna be Marky Mark. That kind of sucks.
Want to know who it should have been? I don't know if this would have made the movie any better, but it should have been John Hamm.
Ooh.
It should have been John Hamm. And then fill out the cast with other like well-known names and stuff like that. You could leave Ronda Rousey, that's fine. But like have like Steve Buscemi in there and like a bunch of other people that like you look at and you're like, yeah, I know them from something.
Ooh, Steve.
I want Steve Buscemi as Ducky, the driver.
The driver. Okay, I think this is a. Yeah, then this is like the last good one. There's not that many trivias, but this might be the best one, or not the best one. This is like the last good one I've seen. The house in the opening scene was broken into shortly after production, but the intruders didn't make off with anything because the owner of the house was home, and the authorities and the owner believe it was the Hollywood bright lights that attracted them. Oh, so people were, they're obviously lit up, so, this house must have something in there.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. They could have did it for real.
Turns out the homeowner had the cesium all along.
He had the cesium all along. The real cesium was the friends we made along the way. That's fucked up, especially because cesium, like, is that even a real thing, cesium?
I don't know.
Or is it just like a made-up thing for the movie?
Is cesium real? I don't know how to spell it.
I think it's CEISUM.
Despite the prevalence in spent nuclear fuel and nuclear waste, cesium-137 is actually extremely rare. Its half-life is too short for it to persist from natural fission sources, and on Earth is a synthetic isotope only. Should further nuclear accidents be avoided, the dangers of cesium-137 will eventually cease.
Okay. Oh, okay. These these two are good. During the firefight, Jimmy mockingly asks the head of Indicar security if he has any spare .45 caliber ammunition. However, both of them seem to be using 9mm weapons, not .45s. And then this other one is Monk paintings should be pronounced monk, M-U-N-K, not munch, M-U-N-C-H. Because he calls it a munch in the beginning. Oh, munch. He's like a pretty dark guy.
God.
Incorrectly regarded as goose. Nothing good there. Revealing mistakes. Nothing cool here. Yeah. Oh yeah. So right off the thing too, they're talking about hard drives. There's like factual errors. It's like the 45 things, but then the hard drive thing is in there too. So, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever gonna see Mile 23, Mile 24.
I don't know. Mile 23, welcome to Russia. Mile 24, goodbye, Russia.
Yeah, see ya. Speaking of movies that were filmed in other areas, I watched Euro Trip the other day.
Why do I know that movie?
Oh, this is one of your coming of age, college, high school comedy movies. Like, that's where Scotty Doesn't Know comes from. If you know that song.
I think I know it.
All right, so I was watching it, whatever. And like, if you've seen the movie, you've seen the movie. They go, high school kids graduate high school. Their friends are going to backpack through Paris. Yeah, here we go. They're gonna backpack.
It looks so bad.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. Okay, so the kid with the green striped shirt at the top, he's the main character. Nope.
He's the main character?
Nope, over one. The kid with the dark yeah. The kid with the dark hair, they both have dark hair. He's the main character, right?
Okay.
Plaid shirt and what's that girl's name? Michelle Trachtenberg here, down here with the red shirt on. Okay, they're brother and sister. This kid with the long blonde hair, he's just their buddy. So the brother and sister are going to Paris. They're going to backpack around Europe, whatever. this kid with the striped shirt has been like emailing this his like pen pal who he thinks is a man named Mike, but really it's this blonde-haired girl. She's German or whatever, and he's like, oh, he fucks up and sends her some mean shit, and then he's like, oh, I need to go back and apologize, make things right. Like, I love this girl. So they all end up going. And they go through like all these different parts of Europe and whatever. It's funny, ha ha ha. I watched this movie. I've seen it a million times. Like the next day, I was on TikTok, and one of these TikToks that showed up was like from some video, and this dude is like, is Matt Damon's cameo in Eurotrip the greatest cameo in like film? And
What?
so yeah, Matt Damon's in this movie. He sings, yeah. So he is the lead singer of this band that sings the Scotty Doesn't Know song.
I've definitely seen this picture of Matt Damon before. I've definitely seen it before.
Yeah. So
of him as the singer.
What happened? The director is on this clip, and he's talking like I had never known this. He's talking about how when they filmed the movie, they filmed the whole thing in Prague, and at that time SARS was going on, and something else was happening in the world. So people weren't coming over, like they weren't flying. So all the cameos in this movie just happened to be in Europe while they were filming. So like Matt Damon was filming Brothers Grimm, and so he shaved his head because he had to wear a wig, and he was like, he had just quit smoking or something. So he was like, his face was all like puffy for some reason. And they asked him if he would want to like cameo in the movie. He's like, oh yeah, of course, hell yeah, I'll do that. Lucy Lawless is also in the movie, and she just happened to be flying from like Ireland or something down because they were filming something too. So she hopped on, and like Fred Armisen is in it for a minute, and he was there filming something too. It's like, oh, that's so fucking cool. I love how that all like kind of worked out.
That is crazy.
Oh, it's awesome.
Craziness.
If you guys have I think it's on Amazon, you can watch Eurotrip.
Cool.
Oh, and
well, Ricky.
yeah.
What?
I was gonna say.
No, go ahead.
I was trying to remember what movie the Alice is from. Like, where have I seen her before?
Mm-hmm.
This Laura Cohen. I think it was The Boy. Was what I just watched.
The Boy.
Oh, she's
I
in The
know
Walking
which one
Dead
you mean.
too.
Yeah, let's see.
And she's of course, she's Martha in the beginning of Batman v Superman.
Oh. Okay.
Like duh. Actors
That'll
are
do
crazy.
it. What'd you say?
The actors are crazy. They be in all sorts of movies.
Yes, they do. Speaking of all sorts of movies, we've come to the part of our episode where we rank the movie we just watched in 3 separate categories, the first of which is by streaming service. So we watched this on Netflix, so let us see this. Nope, I don't think that's the right window. Definitely not the right window.
You got it. Wait, what is this one? Is this a blank piece of paper?
I think it's just it looks like it's just a blank piece of paper. There we go.
Yeah, we got it.
For Netflix, we have number 3, The Runner, number 2, Taxi Driver, number 1, Basic Instinct. Ricky, where would you like to put Mile 22? I forgot what movie we were doing for a second. I wanted to say Taxi Driver, and then I knew that wasn't right. And then I wanted to say The Runner, and I knew that one wasn't right either.
I would put this at number 3 above The Runner. Definitely
Above The
below
Runner.
Taxi Driver.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to agree with you there.
Okay.
I think you're spot on with that one. So we'll put mile 22 there. And let's see. Next up, we've got now available 2021 list of movies we've seen. So number 7, The Hills Have Eyes 2 remake. Number 6, Shoulder Arms. Number 5, Hercules. Number 4, Odd Thomas. Number 3, Wonder Woman 1984. Number 2, Basic Instinct. And number 1, Tenet. Ricky, where would you like to put mile 22?
I can't see the list. It says I've been disconnected. Sit tight. Can you close it and then start it over? Just a stream of the.
Yeah, let's get that pulled back up for you.
This is a visual show. Okay, here we go. Damn. Okay, I would either put it at 7 or 8. I didn't see Shoulder Arms. I think it's definitely better than Hills Have Eyes 2.
Do you want to put it at 7 then?
It's certainly not better than Hercules. Do you think it's better than Shoulder Arms?
No, I think Shoulder Arms is more enjoyable.
Okay, yeah, we'll put it at 7.
Number 7. So that puts us at number 8, Hills Have Eyes 2 remake. Number 7, Mile 22. 6, Shoulder Arms. 5, Hercules. 4, Odd Thomas. 3, Wonder Woman 1984. 2, Basic Instinct. And number 1, Tenet. And then we shall bring up our all-time ranking list. You ready for this, Ricky?
I'm ready.
All the movies we've reviewed on this podcast so far.
We're getting up there, right?
So we have...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We have number 17, Hills Have Eyes remake. 2 remake. Catherine Upside Down, Shoulder Arms, The Runner, Conan, White Mile, Taxi Driver, Prince of Persia, Scoob, Hercules, Wonder Woman 1984, Labyrinth, Haunted Mansion, Basic Instinct, Odd Thomas, Clue, and at number 1, Tenet. Ricky, where do you think Mile 22 belongs?
This one's gonna be tough. Well, actually, I don't know if it's gonna be tough. I think I would put it above Catherine Upside Down, but not above Shoulder Arms.
Do you think it belongs above The Runner, though?
Yeah, but I think it's better than The Runner.
Okay. Is it better than Conan?
Ooh, I don't know. Conan was like over the top and enjoyable, where this was like you kind of knew what the tone was the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where this one you kind of lose it because you don't know if he's supposed to be funny or if it's supposed to be comedic. And then there's that big chunk where it just kind of wanders around. Yeah, I think I would put it at 14.
You put it at 14? Mm-hmm. So that will leave Hills Have Eyes 2 remake at 18. Catherine Upside Down is 17. Shoulder Arms is 15. The Runner, no, messed that up. Shoulder Arms at 16. The Runner at 15. And number 14 is Mile 22. So now we come to the final portion of our show where we go through and we pick, or we randomly pick what we will watch for next week. So first up, we have Cold Case.
What the fuck? Wait, what is this on?
Hulu. We're on Hulu this week.
Hulu, everybody. Make sure you have your logins for Hulu.
Or whoever you're borrowing it from.
Yeah, but Cold Case, Hammars. How do you say that? Oh, with the 2 dots above it?
I don't know, but we're just going to move on.
Okay.
Parasite.
Wow, legendary picture right there. That's a good one.
And High Rise. Life of the resident of a tower block begins to run out of control. What are you thinking?
Ooh. I gotta go with High Rise because
Rise?
Yeah, because I've seen Parasite. I own Parasite. I have like a Mondo poster for Parasite, so I know that my bias for it will put it right at number 1.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And this is a movie I've never seen, High Rise, and just because we've already padded out the first like 5 on the list anyways.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm good with going with High Rise if you want to go with High Rise.
okay. But, okay, for the people at home, watch Parasite 2 because that's a good-ass movie, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, Parasite 1's pretty good as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay, let's do High Rise.
So I've been Adam Howard. This is now available. You can find us wherever podcasts are found, as well as on YouTube. If you go to my Twitter bio on Starroom Studios, you can get the link to find wherever you want to listen to the podcast, as well as our merch. You can follow me at Howard aka Howard AK88 at Starroom Studios, wherever you find your social media, as long as it's Instagram and Twitter. Ricky, where can the good people find you at?
You can find me at Ritz Khalifa on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, that's it.
For now, this has been now available, and until next time.
We'll see you next time. Man, home.